Hello and welcome in. My name is Drumroll Tony. I'm a streamer on Twitch, musician, and music teacher living in Seattle. Attack on Titan. We're going to listen and react to the openings 1 through 7. Well, it'll be a reaction, but more of like a reaction / analysis. We're going to do a lot of stop, a lot of rewinding, a lot of talking. So just letting you know, that's my style. When I hear something new that I like a lot and just want to absorb it, I need to like, go back and listen and just kind of walk myself through it. So I get it. That's not for everybody, but I'm just letting you know that's how I do it. So in case you're not into it. Anyway, speaking of the show, I finally started watching it. I'm 6 episodes in. I'm loving it. So obviously opening 1, I've heard a couple times at this point, but I've not heard it with headphones on. So this would be a different adventure here. But I do like the show. I find myself thinking about the characters and the story and like how nuts it is so far, like during my free time. And people are like, that I've talked to, they're like, you haven't experienced anything yet. It's going to get way more. So yeah, I'm excited for that. But anyway, let's hit this music and let's talk about it. Opening 1. It's so good. All right, so let's talk about why is that opening so powerful? Well, it's super direct. You get hit in the face immediately with that percussion and like little swell there, and we get the vocal call in, and then suddenly the cinematic brass stuff that's happening. You got big long horns, like you hear like French horns and like mellophones playing, and then these trumpet lines are happening. All the while it shifts up. We have that, so there's like this opening sequence, and then it shifts up in tonality, kind of travels up in key, and plays the same thing. We basically call that like, it's a sequence. It's ascended a tiny bit, but not a sequence, more of a phrase. But it just repeats itself, and then it sets you up for that like half of the distance or half of the rhythmic distance that we've traveled previously. You get that, and then we're going to enter it in this phrase. So I just wanted to talk about why that intro is so perfect and just really well composed, because it's no accident. All right, back 5, we're in. So how cool is that? You get the cool vocal effect there, and the best part is the bass part. Really, really, really fast octaves going on. It's like, anime disco, you could say, like, very, very in your face. Wow. Okay. So you got like 2 elements of percussion happening right now that are like aggressive and demanding your attention. There's still symphonic elements, meaning like when I say symphonic, like you're thinking symphonic orchestra percussion section where it's more of a concert snare drum. There's also a mix of a drum set player in there, which kind of happens like after like the 10 seconds of that introduction of the concert snare drum. And that's just really cool. And the vocals are super aggressive. The backing horn track is just in your face. And did you hear the little chimes, the little chime pull there? That was really nice, though. Liking that. Oh man, that's so great. So, I mean, the other cool, I guess we could say migration of like genre incorporation would be how it was super orchestral in the beginning. And then now when the main theme of the opening, the main melodic theme of the singing side of the opening hits, that chord progression is still there that we had in the beginning, but now it's way more, what's the word I want? I guess kind of poppy, but it still has the elements of the horns behind it with a little bit of like, like a pop rock band going on. So it's genius design, genius writing, very good execution here. There's that same sequence. Third time up. Right on. So the only time we hear it travel to the third is the we'd probably call that the coda. Like the coda in a piece of music is something that you only go to at the end. And usually when you're playing through your sheet music, it'll say like, you know, DS or coda, which DS means dal segno, which we go back to like a specific point in the music and we play through. And then we have to jump to this new section, which is usually the end. So that way the listener hears some familiar material, but then also gets that ending, the ending stuff that's it's similar in composition, but yet in this case we decided similar but final. Okay, moving on to the next. Let's go. Wow. So contrast immediate. So the rest of these I've never heard. I did hear the first one a couple times. Okay. At least I don't think I've heard this. I don't remember it. So immediately military march, right? Like da 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 da, fast though. So you can think of this like 1 2 1 2 or 1 2 3 4 1. I'm gonna go with 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's where my brain's gonna go with it. And of course, the biggest characteristic is that big snare drum stuff. Okay, so I want to go back and get into the beginning of this again because I was so hyper focused on the percussion and just kind of hear what the vocals / other parts are doing. All right, so just final thought on the opening, the march there. Big brass progressions, very stereotypical writings and chord progressions. The way things were resolving, very normal for march music. So really well done. Scored well. All right, so that was quite the change to come out of dun, 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 to big field change, just a lot more heavy, and like just the emphasis of the rhythm is completely different. So this is cool. So already we're shifting like quite a bit within the same piece of music. I like it. I'm a big fan. Wow, okay. So now we're kind of like into like more metal type of stuff. Still elements of symphonic stuff there, but we're getting that rhythm guitar heavy function there. I wasn't really paying attention too much to chord progression stuff, so I'm just going to go back about 15 and get this all again. But fun change though. So that's a cool call. That would be like, if I was still teaching high school band, that would be something I put in, like, you know, you got a quick timeout. Someone that just had a big hit in the football field. Something huge there would work really, really well. Ooh, downbeat. That was like, so that was the same figure, the same quote, but cut in half there. And obviously we have to mention the double bass going on. So it's still like, it still has symphonic elements, but this is more focused on like kind of like speed rock here. That was killer phrasing. That's cool. Very clever. So it's important to like listen to those little layers and the way they use repeating figures to be, you know, it's similar but different. So it's interesting to the listener the whole way. Also, great use of flutes. I'm hearing all kinds of like little runs that resolve up that I haven't heard earlier, so that's pretty awesome. Nice guitar playing. Ba-da-da-da. That's really nice. Very cinematic. All right, so obviously that's number 2. Very, very, very much a contrast to number 1. And I would say number 2 even contrasted itself with the way it opened with very like military march sounding, and then we just went into like a full-on rock song. So that was good times. Enjoyed that one. Okay, number 3. Let's go. So that's very great. Obviously, I'm getting the idea here now. I can see we're kind of quoting the previous openings. We would probably call this like, theme and development, because there's like thematic ideas that are the same here. But was that harp? What did we start on? All right, cool. So remember a little bit ago when I think I made the comment, like I said anime disco, where it was like the umba with electric bass and the octaves. We have the same progression, same type of line, but now it is orchestral, like the strings doing that, not electric bass. The drum is way more like on the hi-hat. It's not as in your face. The rhythms are still designed in like groupings of 4. Like we're thinking like 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. It's all 16th note based grooves, but the way that they're used, timbre, spelled Timbre, right? Timbre means like style of sound. So if you think of what a hi-hat sounds like versus what a snare drum sounds like, those are 2 different timbres. You could play the same rhythm, you could play the same approach around the drums, but as you like play on any kind of instrument that is different from each other, you can have a different timbre. So some of you I know are already musicians. You're in the comments. You're like, cool, I get you. But I know some probably just, dig the music, and you maybe you wonder about this stuff. So that's why we're talking about it. So digging this one so far. Let's rewind 5 and get back into it. So we got to go back and hear that again, because we need to make sure we absorb the way. So the voice is there. Usually people's minds go to the voice first. Try to tune the voice in the background this time and listen to the way the string orchestration meaning the way it's arranged on the page. Listen to how the strings are flowing and communicating and supporting the vocal line there, and how it's similar to what we've already heard in the first 2 openings, but yet different. This is great. Great writing. Wow, man. So you're getting like full on, brass support. Then choir comes in, and then it envelopes and really pushes with the choir there. That was just kind of monumental. We're going back 10. I'm going to let it develop and push this time, but that we had to stop and talk about it. That was just too good. Oh my God, I've got so many chills. So those of you that are fans of the show, you already knew. You already know that the people that are writing the music for this are like big time. Like these are great compositional ideas, and like This stuff's not easy, man. Like anytime stuff flows like this well, and we're traveling through keys, we're traveling through musical ideas that are all like related but still build on each other. So much just happened right there, bringing us into this next section. I didn't have a chance to catch it all. There's just too much. I just need to hear the main thing that caught my eye was like how we remove a lot of sounds to kind of almost give a halftime feel. It's not quite, but it really brings your ear in because it's like pulling the floor out. So you fall down a little bit, like you lose a little bit of balance, and then they build you, and it's like an elevator with when they bring the other stuff back in, and it just pushes you up even more. So this is absolutely wild. Push. Good change. Another change. Whew. Wow, that one went that opening traveled through a lot of emotions. So I think probably that one so far had the best example of taking, removing, resolving, and then augmenting and pushing it even further. So that was pretty cool. When this video is done, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to these all again because even though I'm rewinding quite a bit, like this is still the tiniest bit of stopping and starting in comparison to what it really could be to actually hear everything. So hopefully, if you don't already do this, maybe this inspires you to do a little bit because it is definitely a fun way to listen to music. All right, let's keep going. Number 4. So a huge this is awesome. I'm glad to hear a huge contrast. So my question for you right now, are you feeling that tempo here? Or are you feeling 1, 2, 3, 4? Because this is where I'm feeling, and this is probably where it's written on the page, but both are correct, right? You can feel it either way. But yeah, this was great. I'm loving this piano and more of a pop ballad feel. So let's just wait. I think I might have went too far here. I did. I apologize. Song is that? Oh, I can't. This progression. It sounds like Creep. It sounds like Creep. That intro chord progression is very, very similar to the way it resolves as the song Creep. If you don't know the song Creep, go YouTube it and just let me know what you think. This is much faster than Creep, like 3 times the speed. But I'd be curious what your thoughts. And like the bass, like and the percussion, which really kind of sets it up to be like nice. And this is just something very different for our ear. And the way the piano progression is flowing is cool. And the vocals sound amazing. Great vocalist. I'm kind of curious to see where this goes right here as our colors change. And we have the little introductions of like distorted guitar in the background kind of supporting. Because it's either organ or just a ton of strings, which is, it's super elongated, obviously big long notes, but it's had like an organ sound to it, which is pretty cool compared to, because we haven't not had that sound so far and everything. Like so far, was that number 4? That was number 4, right? I'm sorry, I lose I lose track so quick. That one was definitely like the ballad of the set so far. That was really great. Shout out whoever the vocalist is, man, you sound amazing. Great stuff. All right, here we go. Hold on. So a different melody, I think, on this opening rhythmic melodic sequence. Yeah, because we're gonna bump, and the hold on, one more. Sorry. Tiny bit different. Ooh, did you hear that? And the piano part there, that was amazing. So obviously, like we talked about, theme and variations. The compositional level here is amazing because they're like, hey, let's give our fans something that, you know, they love and adore, but let's make it different still. It's so good. Need to hear all that again. Nice hi-hat and guitar. Oh, that was a cool. Okay, that's a cool change right there. This bridge is different than any of them so far. Let's get the bridge again. Please tell me they've won, like, how many awards do these composers won? They need to win stuff. They need to win lots of things. So much just happened there. Did you hear that vocal effect? That was really cool. The way we're doing just all this offbeat stuff, and it's hauling ass. This is very fast. It's creepy. Wow, man, that is in we're in fifth gear. We're going. The ability that they use, big choir, like huge choral sounding resonance and articulations to like link sections together is really, really well. I noticed it so much there. And there's all this cool little fast woodwind stuff happening. You can hear all the and the flutes and like just probably high strings as well. It's just really good. Okay, here we go. We haven't heard that for it. Now we have chords changing every beat. Like for a second, it was like, you know, that's our like, or they're moving here. But now we have a bum, 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 bum. There's like stuff shifting. And then it's the first time we've had bum, 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 any kind of triplet grouping that was like ensemble wide, meaning like the whole group. So we're going to go back 10 seconds and get that because that was fun. Wow. The bass player had some stuff at the end there. Man, there's this clever use of rhythm going on everywhere. I want to hear this. You gotta listen. It's at the bottom of the mix. Listen for the bass player here. That was wild. Okay. Oh man, we're listening to them all at once, so it's hard to kind of keep track. I remember saying before, I was like, that was like the speed metal version. Well, this one was too. This one was also similar to that, but there's no, like in my mind right now, I can't like think of what the other one was because we just heard that. So I'll have to go back and look. All right, moving on. Here we go. Okay, this is cool. This is like mystery show, like almost like crime show beginning. What? Okay, hold on. We got to get this transition again. Cool percussion underneath that too. Okay, this is the most different one so far. Like, I wouldn't even, if you told me these were related to the other ones, I don't think I believe you at first unless I didn't see it actually in the YouTube video. That's interesting. That vocal intro was the way it came in. That ba da 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 had some interesting effects on it. Cool effects and strings there. Nice key change there. The mix in this one is different. Now that could be completely, you know, This was a link that was sent to me. I don't know whose YouTube channel this is. You know, I don't know how, you know, the audio mixing is, but I would just say right now I'm kind of like straining to hear. The volume is lower, but also the feel is completely lower. This one I would say is the most friendly to your ear out of all of them so far, because it's not as aggressive. It's still cool. It's got great musical things happening. It's just very, very different with the way it makes the emotions that it's triggering. I'm also trying not to pay attention too much to what's on the screen, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I'd be like, wait, this is what happens down the road? I don't want to know yet. That's cool. That you know, I would be. Is this written by the same person? How many different composers are responsible for creating all the openings? Because this one feels very, very different to me. All right, I'm going back 5. All right, so that kind of has like a march element to it. It's not the same march feel that we heard before, but this is, I'd say it's more of an aggressive one. I definitely want to hear that transition again though, because that caught me way off guard. That was cool. So we call that a descending sequence, because it's like it's a similar pattern of notes that are descending, and they also kind of repeat in their phrasing. All right, next up. What? Whoa. This is like death metal. Wow. Okay, so the bass player and the drummer are way more live in this mix, in this opening, in the mix within the opening, than we've had in any of the other ones. This is in my face, especially that that cool descending string thing that was happening. That's just yeah. That's nice. Okay. Cool. The way they're using the choir underneath, not the screaming voice, but the progression and the way it's orchestrated with the vocal supporting almost has a Rammstein sound a little bit to it underneath. That's just my opinion. Doesn't mean it's right. It's just what I heard. Ooh. That was an awesome. Okay, sorry, we're going back to last. Listen to the chord progression and how that descends, and the bass is so low and so open there. That was really nice. That was an okay. There we go. That was an abrupt ending. I'm just gonna hit this and hit pause just so it doesn't go anywhere else. Okay, so that one felt, the last two really felt different to me than anything else that we had heard in the opening. So I hope I didn't spoil too much for myself. I don't think I did. It's exciting to listen to. And I know that's a lot to sit through and like stop and rewind and rewind. But that's, I just wanted to share with you. That's how I listen to stuff. And I am getting more invested in the show when I hear this kind of stuff. So man, some of those really got me going. So I got to go back and look at it. All right. That was a long time. Thanks for sticking with me. That was awesome. Thank you for the recommendation as well, by the way. My name is Drumroll Tony. I'm a streamer on Twitch. Catch me when I'm live so we can talk about Attack on Titan and anime music or whatever you want, video games, all the good stuff. You can find a link to my Twitch channel in the video description below, as well as my Discord. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you can catch the next upload. Thank you so much for watching. That was a long one. But I had a lot of fun on that one. So thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.